What's up, you guys? If you are new or returning to strength training, nothing will get you strong and muscular faster than the squat. So I'm going to show you how I like to do it. First, we start with the feet together. With the feet together, it's a good place to evaluate your ability to squat, because your hips, your knees, your ankles, they can only do a few things, or like pretty much one, from this position. Okay, so first I'm going to make a parallel stance. Even though my feet are touching, the outer edges of my feet are slightly not parallel. So I'm going to make them parallel, point them straight ahead. Now I'm going to place my weight on the outer edges. Next, I'm going to take bodybuilder position. So that's just, I'm standing as tall, as wide, and as thick as I can. Got my mind up in the upper chest muscles here, okay? This position is helpful for lots of exercises because it takes the slack out of your system. It positions your joints, muscles, and ligaments as symmetrically as they can, and it ensures that the starting tension in these areas is also as symmetrical as possible. So in case you're like this, you know, sometimes you can be like that, it just boom, it just snaps you, brings everything back to the center. This is important. So, okay, with the feet touching, outer edges parallel. First and biggest joint in the system is the hip. I want to evaluate that first. So I'm going to stay long in the front of the body, bend my knees a little bit, and start hinging the hip back, allowing my upper body to come forward to counterbalance the weight of my hips. It's about as far as I can push it back. So now I'm going to enter the knees and my ankles. I don't want my knees to ever touch each other, which is what they're going to want to do the moment you bend them. So we're going to use these muscles to keep the knees away from each other as we just see how far we can comfortably sit into these joint systems. From here, I'm at the bottom of my squat. I'm just going to put my mind into the upper chest and lift my upper chest as if there's a wind blowing up on me, and that just gets me out of there. Here's what they look like in real time. I like to put the hands here. Once again, my hips are heavy, so the hands just help me to balance. And they also just give me an awareness of what's going on. Okay, so now, after I've done about, 10 reps, 30 seconds of that, I'm gonna go a little wider. Same deal, outer edges, straight ahead, parallel, bodybuilder stance. I'm gonna see how far I can hinge into my hip first, then I'm gonna take up the rest with the knees and the ankles, making sure my knees do not collapse inwards, using all of this muscle to keep my knees outwards, okay? So here's what a few reps look like here. You can also put your hands more out in front of you. That could actually help you get a little lower if you want to. And then one more position here. When we go a little wider, normally people have their toes turned out in wider stance squats, and this is a significant variation, and if you can get into this, it's going to help you a lot. So if you go too wide, you're going to know that, because no matter how hard you try to keep your outer edges parallel, when you squat, if no matter what you do that happens, then you might have to just go in a little narrower and just work in a higher range of motion. But if you have this, what's nice about this is this is not good, right? Jumping, squatting or landing like this is not good for the knees. But from this position with my outer edges pointed forward, I also have a lot more ability to use the strong muscles out here to counter that. So half of my energy is doing this, and the other half is now entering the hips, knees, and ankles here, okay? So now, oftentimes people have muscle imbalances in the lateral thigh that are usually, weaknesses, and especially weakness up here. And there's all these glute medius, glute minimus exercises that you can do, but I try to build those exercises into my bigger movements by the way I position my feet and my weight. So from here, this is for me, a very strong outer thigh and outer hip exercise, but I'm also wide enough so that I can use and strengthen my inner thighs as well. All right, I hope that's helpful. Much aloha.